Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about how to write an equation in slope-intercept form when being given only 2 points. Okay, so we're going to use two things. We're going to use the slope formula and we're going to use the point-slope formula. Alright, so we can't use the point-slope formula yet because we don't have the slope. We don't have the rate of change. So we're going to use these 2 points to find the rate of change and then use the rate of change along with the point to plug into the point-slope form. So just to review, the 2 formulas we're going to use are right here. So m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So it's a vertical change over the horizontal change. Once we find the m, or the rate of change or slope, we're going to use it to plug into this. We're going to do y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And then from there, make it look like y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form. Okay, sounds like a lot. It's really not. It just takes a little bit of time. So let's go ahead. First thing we're going to do is label our points. So x1, y1, and x2, y2. It doesn't matter which point is which. You could have this be x2, y2, and this be x1, y1. It doesn't really matter, but just for simplicity's sake, we'll go with the first and the second one. Okay, so let's write our formula. So m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. We're going to plug these in. So y sub 2 is negative 4 minus y sub 1, which is negative 5. And then x sub 2, which is 0, take away x sub 1, which is negative 5. So you see we have a bunch of double negatives here. That's okay. Let's go ahead and change those to positive signs. We're going to rewrite this. So we're going to have negative 4 plus 5 and 0 plus 5. Right, so negative 4 plus 5 is 1, and 0 plus 5 is 5. So our m, our rate of change, is 1/5. We're going to now use this to plug into our point-slope form along with our x1, y1. So when I'm doing this the first few times, really when I'm learning it, I would recommend that we always plug the formula in first. Like we write the formula first and plug our terms into that. I think that's the best way to memorize it, to be honest, from my experience. Okay, so y minus, our y sub 1 is up here, so y minus negative 5 equals m, which is now 1/5. We know what that is. Parentheses x minus x1, which is negative 5. So let's get rid of these double negatives before we proceed. So we're going to go ahead and write y plus 5 equals 1/5 x plus 5. And now we're going to distribute this 1/5. Okay. So we have y plus 5 equals 1/5 x. And then 1/5 times 5, I'm going to write this on the side here. So 1/5 times 5 over 1, because 5 is over 1. Let's multiply. So 1 times 5 is 5, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 over 5 is 1, so this equals 1. And positive times a positive is positive 1. Okay, and now let me zoom in a little more so it's not too small. And we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. So we're going to get y equals 1/5 x, and then 1 take away 5 is negative 4. We could totally graph that. Now it's in slope-intercept form. Our y-intercept is negative 4. Our rate of change is 1/5. So let's try another one. I'll do as many as I can. I want to finish this, but I also need to make sure I get another video made today. Time is short. So let's label these points. What I'll do is I probably won't do the formula each time. So for the first few I will, probably the first 2, and then I'll assume you guys are doing that. So, okay, so our m formula is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So our m is going to be, let's see, negative 2 minus negative 3. And then x sub 2 is 3, take away minus negative 1. Okay. So negative 2 plus 3, and then 3 plus 1. So negative 2 plus 3 is 1, and 3 plus 1 is 4, so our m is 1/4. That's our rate of change. So let's write our formula. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Y minus negative 3 equals m, which is 1/4. X minus x1, which is negative 1. And then we're going to make those into plus y plus 3. So 1/4 and then x plus 1. y plus 3 equals 1/4 x. So 1/4 times 1 is going to be 1/4. There's the bell again. Subtract 3 from both sides. So we're going to get y equals 1/4 x. Now we have 1/4 take away 3. So some students struggle with that, and that's okay if you do. Think of this as, well, I guess I'll show you what I would do. I'm going to write that on another piece of paper so we have some room here. So if this is a hard thing for you, I want to write this all out. So we have 1/4 minus 3. Okay. So what I would do is I would actually change this to 2 4/4. So I'm going to change this. I'm also going to just rewrite it because I know it's going to be negative, but I'm going to do the big minus small. So I'm going to write 2 4/4 minus 1/4. And I'm going to get 2 3/4. However, it's going to be negative because the larger one is negative, so we take the sign of the larger number. So it would be negative 2 3/4. That's how I would do that. I would say negative 2 3/4. Or 2 7/500, so 2.75, however you want to say it. But yeah, that's how I would do it. So yeah, that confuses people still because fractions freak people out, unfortunately. We have to get by that. All right, number 3. Let's label our points. So we have x1, y1, and x2, y2. So let's find our rate of change. So m equals, I'm going to write the formula out actually. I feel better when I do that. I don't know why. x2 minus x1, I think it's routine. So -1 minus -2. And then 0 minus 4. And then we're going to rewrite that. So -1 plus 2. And 0 take away 4 is -4. -1 plus 2 is 1. So we have 1 over -4, or -1/4. And that would be our m. So let's write the formula. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Alright, so y minus, and our y1 is -2. -1/4. X minus 4. And let's change these to pluses. Y plus 2. And see, we're going to distribute this. I should have drawn that. Okay, so -1/4 x. And then let's write this over here. So -1/4 times -4/1, because that's -4/1, right? There's a negative sign there. 1 times 4 is 4, 4 times 1 is 4, negative times negative is a positive, those cancel out, 4/4 is 1, so it's positive 1. Okay, and then we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So y is going to be equal to -1/4 x. 1 take away 2 is -1. And we could totally graph that. Let's do another one. I think I'm just going to do the first 6 because I don't really have time to do the back side, unfortunately, but I think 6 should be enough. I hope. If not, I can do more. x1, y1, and x2, y2. So our m is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Our m is going to be 2 take away -3 and 1 take away 0. This becomes plus. 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 take away 0 is 1, and is equal to 5. Okay, we now plug that into our formula here. So y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Y minus -3 equals m, which is 5, parentheses x minus 0. So subtract a negative, really plus. Y plus 3. And then x take away 0 is x, so we have 5 times x. So y plus 3 equals 5x. And then you get y by itself by using the inverse operation here. So this is addition, the inverse operation, subtraction. So you're going to subtract 3, and you're going to get y equals 5x minus 3. There we go. All right, cool. All right, number 5. So let's label our points. We have x1, y1, and x2, y2. So our m is going to be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So our y2 is 1 minus our y1 is 0. And our x2 is negative 3 minus negative 4 because that's our x1. So we have a double negative to get rid of. It's going to become plus. Okay, 1 take away 0 is 1. So we have 1 over negative 3 plus 4. And negative 3 plus 4 is 1. So 1 over 1 is 1. That's our rate of change. Okay. So y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Plug in our values. So y minus our y1 is 0. This would be an easy one, guys. 1 for m. X minus negative 4. Although be careful of these double negatives. Those always throw people off. So y take away 0 is y. 1 we can get rid of because you're multiplying by 1. So you can ignore that, get rid of these parentheses. So what's x? When you subtract a negative, really adding, so x plus 4. And that's it. So the 0 here and the 1 here kind of made this a lot quicker. So y equals x plus 4. Totally graph that. Last one. Here we go. All right, so let's label these points. We got x1 and y1. We have x2 and y2. All right. We're going to write our formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's plug those in. So 5 take away negative 3. And negative 5 take away 0. We have a double negative here. Let's change that to plus. So this is going to become 5 plus 3. And then negative 5 minus 0 is just going to be negative 5. And then 5 plus 3 is 8. So we have negative 8 over 5. I get asked sometimes, that's our m, I forgot what m equals. I get asked sometimes where the negative sign should go. It doesn't really matter. I usually put it right in the middle if there's one of them. Just looks right to me. All right, y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So let's plug these in. So y minus negative 3 equals negative 8 over 5, because that's our m. Parentheses x minus our x1 is 0. Okay. Oh, good. All right, I like that. That is good. So let's change this to double negative into a positive. So y plus 3. We can go ahead and distribute this, save ourselves a step here. So negative 8 fifths times x is going to be negative 8 fifths x. And negative 8 fifths times 0 is 0. So there you go. And then we're going to subtract 3 from both sides to get y by itself. And there we go. Y is going to be equal to negative 8 fifths x minus 3. We could graph that. We got our y-intercept right here, and we got our rate of change. Okay, so you can see these take some time, right? This is a lot of work, right? So let me know if you want me to do any more of these. I'm more than happy to do the backside. If you still have questions, just let me know in class or in the comments, and I'll get right to it. Thanks, guys.